Okay, I don't usually do Star Wars content, but here we go. The Mandalorians is a series that has been established to be a fun sludge show that includes all of the Star Wars content. Except they have surgically removed the fun part out of it, so now it is just sludge. But surprisingly, one episode of season 3 of The Mandalorians has been different. And yes, I am talking about episode 3. Now, if you thought half of this episode was boring and nothing happened in the half of the episode, I would agree with you, but I would say it's the Mando part that is boring. Because the part with Dr. Pershing is actually well done. It is not something I expected out of a Mando episode, and it was great. We learned more about the universe in this short half of the episode than we have in all 3 seasons of The Mandalorian. Well, I'm saying 3 because I'm counting the 2 that was in Boba Fett, but yeah. And when the credits rolled, I obviously looked for whoever wrote this episode, and it was credited to Noah Clore and Jon Favreau. And we know sure as hell Jon Favreau did not write the Dr. Pershing part, because there's a stark difference between Jon Favreau's work of the Mando and this half an episode of Dr. Pershing. You see, I can guarantee you this will not happen again because whoever is still watching The Mandalorians now is stuck to the mindset of Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni's work, which is just absolute sludge of things. They're just things. Things are just happening without any reason, without any motivation, without anything. They're just happening because it needs to happen because the writer said so. And now we have half an episode of this. Now, this episode reminded me a lot of Andor. It's not quite there, but it did look like one. And I promise you, whoever enjoyed the normal Mando episodes, which is the majority of the audience by now, will not enjoy this episode. So this will most definitely not happen again. Noah Clore, it's quite unfortunate that you got put into this situation because your work is more interesting than Mando has ever been in its history. And good luck on your career. In this episode, we got a preview on the aristocrats of the New Republic. We got to see the lives of Empire converts, which is a very, very interesting topic in this universe because the Empire employed a ton of people at its peak. And yes, part of the question did get answered here. We got a peek of the lives of these former Empire employees during the Empire times. We got to know how good an Empire ration pack tastes like. And all of these information was revealed to us in the normal conversation between amnesty officers. We got to know the name of a holiday, and it's called Bendu Day. And we also learned about one of the days of the week called Ton's Day. We even got to see what a festival looks like. We got to see Star Wars ice cream. We got to see Star Wars magic trick. Even what a Star Wars soda is called. We got to see the peak of Coruscant, which is really cool considering it gives us a perspective of how much city there is from the surface of the planet itself to the surface now. Just think about how many Burj Khalifas you need to get to the peak of the Mount Everest. And holy moly, we even got to see what a psychological evaluation looks like, and it was even used to integrally reveal character decisions, thoughts, and emotions. They even accounted for a potential issue with jumping off the train by saying that the train is arriving at station and therefore slowing down. Provided some issues were shown at the very end with the mind flare thing, but it wasn't really effective in terms of Dr. Pershing's story. And I do really hope we don't get to see this creepy robot again. Please don't turn your head. Don't turn back around. Look at the road. You see, I first watched this episode when I was high out of my mind. And the entire time I was just reacting to how good it was. I could not stop saying how good the episode was because it was so well done and well structured. It was so different from all the other Mandalorian stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed this part of the story. And I actively sighed when we had to return to the Mando part. Not only did this part provide great world building, it also had great character work, and it actually gave us a story of why someone's opinions change. If you haven't seen the episode, I recommend seeing it, but not the Mando part because that's still the same old boring stuff. And this Dr. Pershing part was well done and worth enough to see. And with that, we came to the end of the video, and yeah, I'll see you next time.